What's up guys, Ryan here from E39 Source. Quick video today on the 2006 E60 M5. Just going to do a little DIY on rear door panel removal. We've had a lot of body work to this car recently. They've repainted the doors, the body shop took the panels off, and at least on the rear left panel did an exceptionally poor job of reinstalling it. Lots of broken fasteners, missing screws, etc. So this is just going to serve as a short video, hopefully, on just how to remove this panel. Now for 2008, which started production in March of 2007, the door panels changed. No more do you have this vertical kind of odd ergonomic control panel for the window. It's a more traditional panel, so I don't know if those are very much different, if different at all. So this will serve for the 04 through 07 model year cars. These things come off really easily. We only have a few fasteners to note, one of which is hidden under this little plastic airbag cap. So sometimes you can even get in there with your fingernails and just pull this panel off. This one seems pretty tight, so we're going to use a plastic pry tool to pull that out, and it's on a bit of a tether, so when it comes out you're not going to lose it. It'll stay attached. That reveals a Torx 30 fastener in there. And if we follow the door trim along down to the bottom, we have a plastic or a rubberized plug that covers a Phillips head screw, and if memory serves, there may be another one up here. So inner side right there. So Phillips screw, Torx 30. Let's get those out. Loosens up like that, and then it pulls down a little bit, revealing the Torx 30 fastener right inside there. I use a small 90-degree pick like that to carefully pry out those rubber or plastic caps concealing the Phillips screws, which are black and look just like that. Two black screws have a bit of a washer and a collar on them. They should look like that. That's the Torx 30 on the left. With those out, we are ready to remove the rest of the panel. I love to use this plastic non-marring pry tool to get things started. So there's a series of white plastic clips that push into the door panel that go around the perimeter and snap into the door itself. So pretty much we just wedge this in, trying not to hit one of those clips. We ideally want to get between them. This is difficult with one hand. You can hear one of them just popped free. So we get that in there, move it around, pry a little bit. We're going to come down on the south side of that clip now. Pop again, and then once you can get some fingers in there, maybe have someone hold the door so it doesn't try to shut. I'm just going to go around the perimeter and pull those loose. Once that's done, we're ready to detach it from the top. Some cars you pull up. This one we're going to pull straight this way, so don't do it too aggressively or you're going to mess up the lock rod here. It might help to lock it. If you want to unlock it, just pull the handle. But it's going to pull straight out with a reasonable amount of force. I won't be able to do that on camera. If you get all the clips undone and the door panel still feels really tightly attached to the door, the problem is going to be in this clip right here, kind of by the handle area. And this is the same exact clip and setup that the E39 uses. And this black plastic clip is supposed to slide onto the door panel itself. But once it goes on the door shell, it's really difficult to get off. So I end up using a tool like this. This is an Oetiker clamp plier from Harbor Freight for about $4. And this allows you to get over this tab, squeeze those arms down. At the same time you squeeze those arms together, you'll need another set of hands to slide this clip off. So with my second hand, squeeze the prongs on that connector. You see how they kind of stick out at the top and bottom. And then this guy slides right off, and I'll show you how to put it back on the door panel for reinstallation. It's going to go here in this bracket, and it slides from the bottom to the top into position like that. And as you push that onto the door, it's going to go straight on, and you'll hear it kind of pop in there, and that's when you know it's on. So anyways, if you think that clip is preventing you from pulling the door panel off, pull the panel out reasonably without damaging or stressing anything as far as you can, maybe an inch, and then just pull it up. And that's going to leave the clip on the prong inside the door, and then you can take it off like I showed you and put it back on the door panel for reinstallation. Door panel's unclipped from the top. The lock rod becomes very loose at this point. Just try not to bend it. As we put the door panel back on, it needs to feed up through this cylinder and obviously stick out through that hole. Now talking about wiring, we've got several connections here we need to tend to, and these are pretty easy compared to older cars. So the yellow one is for the speaker. I'm just going to take that and pull it out as such. We've got a window switch connection here. It's going to be the same deal. And then our little LED light comes over here, and this one pulls out as well. Our door latch connects with this plastic bracket. It's got a tab at the bottom right there. We kind of pry that out, and then the door latch just connects. You can let that hang. And our last connection here is going to be for the airbag. And unless you have the tools to reset the code, you're best off at this point to disconnect the negative lead from the battery in the trunk. And then I'll show you how to get this airbag connector off. It's kind of a pain. I've used needle nose pliers in the past very gently to squeeze that connection and pull. Airbag connection is pretty simple. We're just going to take it right there where the green meets the black and squeeze, wiggle that out. No drama. We've got one more connection, or two more connections on the panel. One is for a little LED in the mat pocket. You squeeze these prongs together here, it slides out. And then the final connection is going to be for our puddle light, which is easier on the E39 because this area is open. So from here, let me see if I can tilt the panel upside down like so. And now we can use a flathead screwdriver to just kind of pry this light assembly out, pull the wire through the hole and disconnect it. I'm going to start on this end opposite the wire. It's going to hinge out. We've got the LED in there and disconnects. Here's the door panel. The point for me today is just to replace the clips that apparently the body shop doesn't quite understand that those have to be lined up in the hole before you whack it in. So that one's totally destroyed. That one's totally destroyed. A few other ones are broken. Just good opportunity to change all of these. Here's the part number for those clips. It is 51418224768. There's a total of 8 of them per door. They're all supposed to have this little black washer sealing element gasket thing attached to them. 2 of them stayed on the clips. The other ones all stuck to the door. So mind that, except that one. So mind that these things might stick to your door shell. Removing them is super easy. They come out like this. They just slide out towards the inside. We'll get a quick look at the door panel before I put this back on. This is a great time to inspect the vapor barrier, that being this large insulating seal. Kind of want to pry it back, make sure it's still tight and you're not able to open it up or expose anything inside the door that can create leaks later on. If you're doing this to replace a window regulator or glass or lock actuator or something else, this video won't cover that, but it'll help get you to this point. Making the airbag connection is a bit trickier than before. So the black part of the connector slides back away from the green part about a 1/4 inch. That allows you to push the green part into the airbag and then push the black part in behind it, locking it in place. To connect the door handle, we want to firstly make sure that the door handle is in its closed position. And then we're going to dive the white plastic connection in like this end first, and then push it down into position. But I'll need my second hand to make sure that the door handle stays shut. Maybe it stays shut itself. And we give it a push. Yeah, that worked. And then you can test operation. And we're done. Additional notes, there are 2 connections on the speaker, and my video wasn't clear which one I removed the blue connection from. So I put it in the bottom one, and that's the one that works. Maybe the top one works too, but the speaker works now that we've hooked up the battery and tested everything. Make sure that those white clips are lined up in the holes and then just whack them in. You want to make sure that that black plastic clip we talked about is lined up on that prong so it slides in. And then up here at the top, just line it up to the best of your ability after you've gotten the lock rod pushed through. And then it takes some pretty hard hits with your fist there to get that to latch into place. But that's all done. I put the little covers back on the Phillips screws, Torx 30s back in, the airbag thing just pops right back in, and we're all set. That'll conclude the E60 rear door panel removal. I may do another video doing the front door panels as we get the mirrors back from the paint shop, and I can open those up again to reinstall them. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next E39 Source video. Take care.